Hello everyone, KB2 Enjoyer here, and welcome back to a new Sprocket video. Last time I built the YT4, which was a World War I super heavy tank. And at the end of that video, I remember I said that the video after would be a showdown between all the tanks I have built in the first campaign of the game, so No Man's Land, to see which tank is better. However, I changed my idea immediately after that video. I changed my idea, and that showdown will be in the next episode, because I had a very nice idea for a last World War I tank, which was a light tank inspired from the Renault FT. And if you don't know what tank it is, it was a French light tank, which is considered as the first modern tank. So I was inspired by the FT to build this tank. I wanted to make a small tank, so with enough space to have only 2 crew members, 1 driver and 1 commander, which would aim and shoot the cannon. So you can see here the shape of the tank is very simple, but if you notice, mostly the back of the tank is inspired by Italian tanks of the Second World War, like the M13. And so, because I really like the idea of the back of the tank like that, like an Italian tank of the Second World War, I don't know why, but I think it looked nice, very nice. So at the back I would put the engine. The turret, I tried to make it big enough to have a crew member inside, and even I made some place at the back just for the ammunition. So I immediately started working with the gun. At the beginning I thought of making a big gun, but big caliber, but short, like a short cannon. However, I changed my idea because I think it didn't look good. So I tried to make a smaller cannon with a smaller caliber, and it looked quite nice. This tank didn't take me too much time to make it because it was a small tank, and I already knew exactly how to make it, at least for the design. In fact, you can see how after making the gun, I immediately started decorating the tank with the utilities, the viewports, etc. But while I was making the decorations, I was placing the decorations, I remembered to finish the gun, because I had to make sure that the gun depression and elevation was realistic and it was good. Then I continued working with the decorations. You can see here, for example, I was trying to use all of the space of the tank, not only to place the utilities in a manner that would make sense, for example at the back, the engine on top of the back, and on the side the fuel port. And at the back, if you noticed, at the beginning I even placed I don't know the name now, but it's a utility, it's a structural part of the tank that helps the vehicle to cross the trenches. So it was very easy. This tank looked quite nice. I think it was probably the most, well, I actually thought that this tank looked more of a interwar tank, probably because of the shape of the chassis. But since I wanted to make it look like a World War I tank, I used those special track segments, and I also tried to put a lot of rivets just because I think it looked quite nice. Finally, after the rivets, it didn't take me too much long to place them. I changed the livery of the tank. I placed my usual decorations. It looked quite nice. For the armor, I didn't want anything overpowered. In fact, it was a light tank, so it had to be light armored, and I was trying in fact to give space and give the possibility to this tank to be quick. And it was in fact, for its period of time, it was the quickest tank I've made so far during this period of time, the World War I. In fact, I think that this tank was quite good for mobility, differently than the other tanks, and it actually managed to cross the small trenches. I didn't try with the big ones, of course, because it's obvious that it wouldn't cross them. But this tank was fast enough for me, actually, even more maneuverable than the WW1. And then I finally started trying the tank against enemies. I started, of course, with the WW1, and I noticed that the gun was not powerful enough to penetrate easily the front of the WW1, which is normal, because if you remember last videos, the WW1 is pretty overpowered for its angled armor. And I'm quite surprised by it, because it's a light tank, but it's one of the most effective tanks, not only the first tank I made this series, but even one of the most effective one. It took me quite some time to destroy it. Then I tried with the YT2, and of course the YT2 is very powerful because it has a very big gun, so it could easily destroy anything. However, for some unknown reason, it couldn't penetrate my armor, which was incredible because I was using a light tank. It destroyed me after. Anyways, it took it a lot of time to kill me. Probably because I angled my tank in a way that was, I don't know. But anyways, after of course I tried to fight the YT2, but it was too heavily armored, and it destroyed me. So I tried to fight the YT3, and of course the YT3 is something in between the YT1 and the YT2. The YT3 is not that fast, so I had, as you can see in the video, I had to run, to drive at the sides of the YT3 to finally destroy it. And then, of course, I tried to fight the YT4, and I already knew the outcome, so I was destroyed immediately. But anyways, this is everything. This was the YT5. Next time, next video, next episode, definitely there will be a showdown between these tanks. But this is everything for today. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye.